Hi friends, welcome back to my channel iQOO. In today's related to the CPU throttling test comparison between the POCO X3 Pro versus the iQOO Z3 device. The POCO X3 Pro has got the Snapdragon 860 chipset and the iQOO Z3 has got the Snapdragon 768G processor. Let's see how is the CPU throttling is compared between both phones out of the recent software update. So that's what my main focus of doing this kind of video side by side. So in this way we'll be able to know what is happening between these both phones. So first let me try to increase the brightness in both phones. I'm trying to keep to the maximum brightness and let me try to clear everything from the background. So everything is clear from the background in both phones, as you can see friends, exactly completely clean. And now let me try to open the CPU throttling application in both devices, and both phones I'm trying to use the same kind of settings option only. As you can see, 115 same options I did select in both phones. Let's save it and let's see how much the CPU throttling can be different between both phones. So this is going to be really very interesting comparison. So first let me try to start in both phones. 1 2 3. So for 15 minutes this test will go on, and let's check the temperatures in the beginning. 30.2 and 30.2. As you can see friends, exactly same temperatures. So both are kind of same. My room temperature is also pretty low. It's only 29.2 degrees. So this should be kind of really good comparison between both phones in terms of the CPU throttling. So we'll get to know which CPU throttles more, and always the graph will be there during this process of demonstration. So right now, as you can see, the graph and the performance scores as well. So 2,55,000 versus 2 lakhs in this iQOO Z3 at this moment. So this test will go on for 15 minutes. So again, I'll be back after 5 more minutes. Then we can actually discuss what is happening with the temperatures. So try to remember the temperatures. In the beginning of the test, it is 30 degrees. So after 5 minutes, how much temperature can actually increase, and after 10 minutes, how much it can actually increase. So in this way, I'll be able to focus what is happening in these both phones. As you can see friends, exactly after 5 minutes of time, what happens with the stability in both phones. So the POCO X3 Pro, the temperature is of 37.4 degrees. As you can see, 37.4 is the highest, and iQOO Z3 35.8 degrees, 36 degrees as you can see. So slightly higher temperatures in the POCO X3 Pro, but the performance you can see slightly better in the iQOO Z3, little bit got higher. But right now it's kind of same in both phones. The performance started to decrease little by little, as you can see clearly how the performance is decreasing and increasing in the iQOO Z3. And whereas the POCO X3 Pro already came to the red zone. As you can see, red zone has come in the POCO X3 Pro, but not in the iQOO Z3 at this moment, as you can clearly compare between both phones. So again, I'll be back after 10 more minutes, then we can actually discuss more about the temperatures. So right now, as you can see friends, we are getting close to 15 minutes of time as well. So right now exactly 30 minutes of time, and 37.6 degrees and 36.4 degrees as you can see. So 1 degree is less in the iQOO Z3 device when compared with the POCO X3 Pro smartphone if you're trying to do with the CPU throttling test. As you can see, the performance of it is in terms of the graph and everything between both phones. So the iQOO Z3 was able to maintain exactly higher level of performance right now, as you can see. Throughout the time it was able to maintain that kind of stable kind of performance. It did not go any kind of red indication in the iQOO Z3 device at this moment. As you can clearly see the difference, what is happening between this POCO X3 Pro and the iQOO Z3. And the final results definitely will tell us what happens, how much CPU got throttle. I'm expecting the iQOO Z3 may throttle up to maybe 90%. So that is what I'm expecting at this moment, 90 or 91. And the POCO X3 Pro, maybe it comes close to 66, somewhere around that. So only few seconds left. So 10 seconds more. Let's see what happens next. So this is my test which I'm trying to do after the recent software update. So this is going to be really very interesting. And these are the results, final results, and CPU total up to 89%, as you can see friends, 89 and 64% in this POCO X3 Pro. In terms of the high score maximum, the POCO X3 Pro did reach the maximum score. As you can see, it reached up to 2,65,000, whereas 2 lakhs only in this iQOO Z3. So slightly better in terms of the maximum score in the POCO X3 Pro. So in terms of the average, 1,95,000 and 2 lakhs, slightly close, and minimum is 1,75,000 only. As you can see the minimum score, if you compare with the POCO X3 Pro, how it is. You can clearly see the difference friends between both phones in terms of the graphs. And that's it for this video friends, and thank you for watching. And in case if you have any other queries, let me know in the comment section below. So meanwhile, don't forget to check the playlist of both phones, which you will be finding very interesting videos as well. See you in the next video friends. Until then, bye.